What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Hey, today, I guess it's actually tomorrow now, but today has been a good day. Had a lot go on today. I actually was supposed to, let me get this camera right. I actually was supposed to do I guess I had some gentlemen who were supposed to come by the barbershop today, and I guess it's kind of like a mentorship or life coaching, whatever you want to call it. They told me they were going to be stopping by today, and they did not stop by, but it was okay. We said we were going to meet after the Bengals game, and it didn't happen. Hey, I appreciate it. Whoever just hit the like button, thank you, thank you. Uh, they were supposed to be stopping by to help me do some work around the barbershop, and they did not show up, but that did not stop me from getting the work done. I have a room in the basement of the barbershop that I have been trying to um, take down for a little over a year now. And I finally have the walls down. I have a little bit more work to do, and I have to get my drop ceiling fixed now that I took the room down because the room went up into the drop ceiling. So I will be getting the drop ceiling done. I'll find somebody that can do drop ceilings because I know nothing about drop ceilings, but I am just happy that I got that done. It's been a long time coming. I had to get some things relocated before I can get the walls down, but now the walls are down and it has opened up the space greatly. And that's the main reason why I did it, is because the way that it was set up, the room was in the middle of the floor, and it just made it so it was no room to get other things done. Like I want to be able to host like little gatherings in the basement, and the way that that room was in the middle of the floor, it just was bad positioning for a room. Excuse me. Uh, it took me probably about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours to get it all torn out. But it's all out now. All I have to do now, I want to save the wood to utilize it for other projects, and then I got some of the drywall and stuff that I got to get out to the dumpster. But I should be able to do that no problem. I'm just happy that the main part is down because the overall project, I just wanted to see what it would look like without the room in the middle of the floor. Also, now I'm gonna have an issue with flooring. I'm probably gonna have to get some kind of flooring put down in the area so that it doesn't look um, like it does now, separated. And another thing, I need to get the drywall put back up in some of the areas. I took down 2.5 walls, so now I have a half of a wall that needs to be drywalled, and then another, like a small portion of a wall that needs to be drywalled, just to cover up some of the plumbing, and that's it. But got that done yesterday. I did not get on here to do a live. Sometimes I do believe there are things in life that are a little bit more important than others. And though I love getting on here and doing my lives every night, last night it was a Saturday night, and I had the opportunity to spend some time with my youngest son. Uh, so first off, let me, before we talk about, well, no, I'll talk about it. Me and my youngest son, we set up and we watched the Last Airbender. That's one of the things that I say me and him really enjoy to watch together. So we sat down and we watched the Last Airbender until we fell asleep. And that is why I did not get on here to do a live last night, because I'm not gonna lie, every chance I get to spend time with my boys, that becomes my number one priority, because I'm not gonna lie. The reason why I do any of this stuff is for my boys. They come first to me. Uh, there's nothing I would not do for them. And so when I got some time to spend with my youngest last night, because I'm as they get older, I am finding I have less and less time to spend with them, not just because of the things that I have going on in my life, but as they get older, they also have things going on in their life. And those things that they have going on in their life often keep us from being able to spend time together just as much as the things that go on in my life. So whenever my time lines up with their time, I take advantage of that time. And last night, like I said, me and my youngest, we were having a great time, and we turned on The Last Airbender. But before we turned on The Last Airbender, I want to talk about something else. Um, I watched the Jamie Foxx special. I thought that the Jamie Foxx special was great. I'm not gonna go into it per se because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but he made some great points. And it also went into what was talked about at church today, because I did go to church today. And in church, the subject for church today was sometimes life goes off script. And that is true. And Jamie Foxx's special pointed that out. Like, he was talking about his medical scare that he had, and basically how that's not the script that was written for his life. And that is one reason why I say I take advantage of every opportunity I get to spend with my boys, because you don't know what tomorrow holds. And that is one reason why I always say I am a person who puts my responsibilities before anything else. I like to take care of my responsibilities because I know when I don't take care of my responsibilities, it bothers me more than the thought of having fun in the moment. Like, I somebody brought to my attention, like, can you be spontaneous? And I'm thinking, yes, I could be spontaneous, but what is the point of being spontaneous? If being spontaneous means to sacrifice my responsibilities to do so, then the very reason of spontaneity, if it's just to have fun in the moment, I could not I couldn't live with myself to choose fun in the moment over taking care of my responsibilities. Responsibilities come first. I believe that people who put off their responsibilities for a moment of fun, you will pay for it later. It is kind of like expecting tomorrow to have no problems in it whatsoever, and then today to just be the fun that lasts with you forever. One thing that I have always greatly known and understood is the fun that I had yesterday does not excite me today. Anything that has happened in my past, I do not get thrills or joy out of it today. If I've ever been on a vacation, once the vacation is over, I feel incomplete. And even in the moment of vacationing, it doesn't make me feel better because I often think about how much I should or could be doing in this very moment. I feel that people who don't think about tomorrow, they I don't know, because I can't speak for all people. I can only speak for myself. I know when I don't put thought in tomorrow, which I'm saying that is just not me. I can't do that. I feel like I sacrifice a lot of my so I guess I have a problem with enjoying the moment. And the reason why I have a problem with enjoying the moment is because the moment only lasts for the moment, and every moment you move to another moment. And knowing that, I want to make sure that the next moment of my life has more peace in it than the current moment of my life. And so, how I feel that you do that is preparation for the next moment, because it's coming, whether you're prepared for it or not. I don't like to think of problems all the time, but I know that problems are sure to come. That is the only thing that you are certain of, is something is going to come. And that is what I think about when someone talks about life getting off script. Well, when life gets off script, you're normally talking about the problems of life that come that are off script. I'm saying the older you get, the more problems you are more likely to have in your life. The best health of your life comes in your younger years. So to think that tomorrow is always going to be a healthier moment than today, or to think that your finances are going to be well, let's if proper planning. Now, you don't have full control over everything in your life. But what I am saying is, if you don't plan for tomorrow, I'll use the instance of the ant and the grasshopper. And see, the ant prepares all year long for winter to come. He collects all the food that he needs. He makes sure that his house is in order and prepared, and has very little fun because he is preparing for winter to come. And what I'm saying is, winter is not the time to have the most fun, but it is the best time to be prepared for, because winter is sure to come whether you're ready for it or not. And what do you need when winter shows up? And see, some people look at winter as a season, but if you're an ant, how many winters do you technically live through? And I view seasons as a stage in life. And so what I'm saying is, the ant, he preps and prepares for winter. That means he gets his food together, he gets his shelter together, because he knows once winter shows up, he's not going to have the opportunity to do those things anymore. It's going to be harder to get your food in order in the wintertime. There's no more food growing. It's going to be hard to get your shelter together. It's too cold to go out and grab the things that you need. So he spends the majority of his best seasons preparing for winter to come. And then there's a grasshopper. The grasshopper does no preparation. He just enjoys every day as they come. Every day as they come. And to me, that's that YOLO mentality. You only live once. Well, guess what? That means you only live through one set of seasons. And so what that means to me is, the grasshopper, he goes out and he has fun in the spring, he has fun in the summer, the fall starts to come, and now fun starts to slow down. It's like he doesn't even think that winter will ever be something that exists in his life. But then winter shows up and there's no more fun. And then what is to be done? The grasshopper basically has to go to the ant and ask for shelter and ask for food. But the ant, did he prepare for company for the winter? Is his quarters going to be big enough for a grasshopper to spend time? Is he going to have enough food in his shelter for more than he was able to prepare for, or than he thought he was going to have? And this is how I look at life. I look at life thinking, are you preparing for your winter? Because your winter is surely to come. Most people don't think about winter. They only think about the fun that is to be had in the moment. And I'm saying it is sure that your life will go off script at some point in your life. If it hasn't already, I'm saying most people, I feel like their life is already off script because they didn't even have a script to start out with. And that is simply what I'm talking about when it comes to planning. I think that people don't fail, they don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan. And most things can be planned out, but some people just don't think about what is to come. If you look at your ancestors, if you look at those who came before you can see the patterns of their lives. And that is a straight up blueprint of how your life more than likely will go. And what I mean by that is, you're born, you age, what I'm saying is, you get to go through your teen years, your adult years, and then your elderly years. And that's what I think about is, how hard do you want to struggle in life? And the young men who are supposed to come and work with me today, that was simply the point of our discussion is, you always hear stories of when I was your age from someone. It doesn't matter what age you get. And I have come to learn that it really doesn't matter what age you get. There's someone always older than you that's telling you how they've been where you are. And when you were younger, same thing. Just like now, I'm older, and finally now people are starting to call me Unc. And what I'm saying is, I have learned from my past, and this is what I'm trying to say. People say hindsight is 2020. And I just want people to understand the patterns of life repeat themselves. If you didn't learn from your 20s to your 30s, if you didn't learn from your 20s to your 40s, if you didn't learn, what I'm saying is I haven't passed that point yet. So I'm saying the things that I learned, but from my 20s to my 40s, I can understand that that's how it's going to go yet again from my 40s to my 60s. It's a pattern. History repeats itself. Everything in life is basically a cycle or a pattern. You see spring, summer, fall, winter every single year. You understand the patterns more. And when you apply that, and I say things are principles, just like a year has seasons, so does a lifetime. When you're born in your spring. Then you move to your summer. Then you move to your fall. And then your final years are your winter years. That is the same structure of life. The preparation. A person who does not take great care in their younger years are going to struggle more in their later years. I'm not trying to get into this too deep. I guess what I'm saying is cycles repeat themselves. I listened to the Jamie Foxx special yesterday, and the message that I got from him was his life got off script. It was not what he expected it to be. He never expected to have a stroke. He never expected, but then he had a choice. Either he could give up or he can continue to fight. And what I'm saying is, as long as you have breath in your body, it is never too late to make a change in your life. Now, it is harder to work harder later in life. The work that I did today, 20 years ago, I would have been able to do that work no problem all by myself and get everything cleaned up and went home and felt fresh. But today, after I got done doing about 3 hours of work, I came home, sat down and watched the football game, and I took a nap. And I'm not a napper. I don't nap at all. But I'm learning. Now, you watch people as they play sports. When Michael Jordan was in his youth, he was high flying and dunking. But then as he got to his later years in basketball, he started shooting three-pointers. And that's how I view life. Life is when you're young, you have the energy to do all the work, but you sometimes, not all the time, sometimes lack the knowledge of understanding of what the work is for. And that's why they say, y- I feel in younger years, you work harder, not smarter. But then as you get older, that should reverse. You should be able to get the same amount of work done because you have a better understanding of how to do the work. As you progress in your profession, any kind of profession that you do, you will start out working hard, working circles around people because you think you have the energy. A young basketball player, he's just all over the court. He has all the energy in the world, but he doesn't have the skill to know where to be properly. He's just using the energy that he has. But after you've been playing the sport long enough, you can just look at how the shot leaves the hand and understand where you need to be next on the court to get the rebound. Younger years, more energy. Later years, less energy, but more brain power because you should have a better understanding. What I am learning, let me be clear about something. The more knowledge I get, the more information I get, the more I understand how much I don't know. I felt more confident of every step that I took when I was young and I had no understanding. And that was shown in the way that I spoke. I felt like I knew the answers. And then as you get older, you realize how much you don't know the answers. I am starting to get that now. I don't know the answers. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I just figure if you look at patterns, you can tell what tomorrow holds because you can see it happening to those ahead of you. I don't know how else to say that, and I don't know exactly why I came on here to say that. But one thing that I am certain of is preparation for tomorrow is just in, I feel like it's more important than the joy, or excuse me, I won't say the joy, the happiness of today. I believe there's a big difference between happiness and joy. Joy is something that remains consistent. It's like this, it's like a life that's moving up and to the right at all times. Joy is up and to the right at all times, where happiness is one of those things that's fleeting. It only lasts for the moments. Happiness is like sparks, where joy is like a campfire. It's lasting and it provides you with something, but happiness lasts for a moment. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what you do. If you go on a vacation, as soon as you come back off of that vacation, all you have is the memories of the vacation, none of the lasting effects of it. It's like sparks. And I believe that you set yourself up. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe some people can last off of memories, but for some reason, I can't last off of memories. I can't I can't look at my kids and think of them when they were 2 years old and that carried me over today. Like them when they were 2-year-olds around Christmas, and now that they're almost adults around Christmas, there's a huge difference in the interaction, and I can't live thinking of, well, I remember when they were 2 years old. No, because now I see almost 2 men standing before me now. And I know that as they grow, things are gonna change more. I just don't understand how this makes me feel very rigid in my thought process, but it also brings me comfort because I know that with preparation, you have better enjoyment of tomorrow. Now, it's about consistency. To me, that's what joy is, and what joy brings is consistency. Where happiness, like I said, it feels like a up and down roller coaster. Today you could be happy, tomorrow you're sad. Today you could be happy, tomorrow you're sad. And joy is one of those things that it keeps you consistently. It's like I don't want to say a flat line, but I would say a flat line because uh let's just say when you have a flat line, that's when you're in constant peace, or what they would consider eternal peace. That would be what a flat line is. But life, the beating of the heart, is a up and down tick. It is a up and down tick, and that is what life is. But the days don't have to be like that. And that is one thing that I feel like the struggles of I'm going to say mental illness or mental health can bring. The constant struggle of trying to stay in a mode of happiness, which I feel like if you stayed in a mode of happiness for too long, it would be just as harmful as um, staying in a constant mode of non-happiness. And when I say that, I'm saying anything that keeps you at a high for too long, you're bound to crash and have a low. And that is what I mean when I say that the pattern of life should be at an uphill tick to the right with consistency. It means you should be aging like a fine wine. You should be getting better with time. And like I said, your physical might not be able to keep up, but that's where your mental starts to take over. And that is what I mean. If if I was able to do one thing when I was in my 20s, now I should be able to do three things in my 40s without having to use the amount of energy that I did in my 20s to get that one thing done. Even if that means that your income needs to go up so that you can pay to have someone assist you. I don't know how else to explain that. What I'm saying is when you're young, you have the ability or let's just say most people most people develop health issues as they get older. So that means a young person doesn't have to worry about that. But if a young person doesn't ever think that they're going to get old, or at least older, they won't prepare for it. And what I'm saying is that is the same scenario of the grasshopper and the ant. The ant was preparing for winter to come. And what I'm saying is I would much rather be the ant and be ready when winter comes, because then that's when you can relax. It might not be the best time to relax, but at least you'll get an opportunity to relax. Hey, how you doing today? Hey, thanks for joining me. Uh, but I will say, for me, I am the person who wants to be uh, as prepared as possible. You can't be prepared for everything, but what you can be prepared for, why not be? And so many people, it seems like today, they will throw away everything for the happiness of the moment. And I guess what I'm saying is, what happens when the moment passes? When the moment is gone, can you find a way to bring that same amount of happiness in the next moment? And if you can't, then what was the moment really worth? That is simply what I think about. And that's what I mean. Every moment has to have some true value to it. And that's why last night I found more value in spending time with my son than I did with being on here, because I know that that bond is getting harder and harder to come by the older that they get. And so that is me putting stock in the fact that they know they can spend time with me anytime that they want to. And I want that to be the thought process for as many times as we have to spend together from this point forward. What is the moment worth to you? What is a moment of fun worth to you? What are you willing to sacrifice in your future for a moment of fun today? I think the reason why I haven't been going live on TikTok here lately is because uh, I have not been wanting to stay up until 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to start a habit that I know I don't want to keep up, because when the nicer days start to come back, right now, there's nothing to do after dark. But when nicer days start to come back, I'm going to want to be up and outside sooner in the daytime. And with me going to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning, I have not been waking up as early as I would like to get things that I like to get done, to feel productive done. And just like I was talking about earlier in this video, um, there are things that I feel are more important, but some things that I do, I just feel like I do to occupy time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do it to occupy time. And I have a hard time going to sleep um, at night. But I know if well, I'm not going to say I know. I feel like if I really was to push myself, maybe I could. Um, I'm going to say maybe. I believe I can do anything that I put my mind to. I just don't like going to sleep. I like being a protective person. I like being a productive person. Um, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I can't explain that. I can't explain it. But TikTok is not that valuable to me. I Sometimes I think I see value in things, and then when you see the amount that you have to put into it, you realize it's not as valuable as you think it is. And to me, what I was doing on TikTok, it felt like nothing more than just a time kill. And I feel like um a couple reasons. One, I do think that TikTok probably is going to be going down next month. I don't see them selling. I don't see why they would. They're probably making too much money, but then again, they're going to lose a lot of money if they don't. Uh TikTok is a lot of work, and I see very little reward for the amount of work. I don't like how on TikTok you have to keep pushing every single day or else you just fade away. And that is why I like YouTube so much. I put up videos 4 and 5 years ago, and I still wake up to comments from those videos from 4 to 5 years ago. Where with TikTok, you put up a video 2 to 3 days ago and you don't see a video anymore. To be honest, I'm very careful person, especially when it comes to your safety and mine. Lock the door, don't open card. Yep. Yep. I agree. I am a very, very cautious person. I maybe sometimes I'm overly cautious. I don't even feel that's a such thing. I do what I feel like I need to do to protect those around me first, and I worry. The only reason I worry about my safety is because I feel like I have people who depend on me. If I didn't have people who depended on me, my safety could really be out the window because it's just different when, like, once I became a dad, my life kind of changed totally. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. But once I became uh, a a father, a lot of the things that I do and did, they changed big time. They changed very much big time. I would say, um, one thing that I can say I changed really. So I used to ride motorcycles, and I thought that I really loved riding motorcycles until I had kids. And then I started to pay attention to how many people don't pay attention to when they're driving. Now, though I think I'm a great motorcycle rider, I don't like how many people are driving distracted these days. And I would hate to think, and this is what I mean yet again, how much time or how much is a moment of fun worth to you? What are you willing to sacrifice for a moment of fun? I want to go into this. I say I don't like the gossip, and this is not gossip to me. This is just a question. Uh, so a lot of celebrities these days are starting to catch a lot of backlash. Like they're starting to get a lot of scrutiny right now. Sean Carter, Sean Combs, people like that. Main, like Hollywood celebrities are starting to get a lot of backlash. And one thing that I keep hearing coming up is how they may have, and this is just may have because I don't know, sold their souls to get to where they are. And I'm saying I can kind of understand how that looks. Now, I'm not talking about selling your soul to the devil like literally sitting with the devil. I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is kind of like how gangs operate. What I feel like gangs do is they will say, "You want to be a part of this gang? This culture looks good to you. Well, this is what I want you to do. Take this and go commit a crime. Go commit a crime and then come back. Like they want you to commit a crime on behalf of the gang. And I don't want to say the crime because I don't want to uh, get anything stirred up on YouTube, but you go and you commit that crime and then you bring back the weapon that you use and they hold on to it and now they have dirt on you. And that dirt ties you to the gang. And that is literally to me what the selling of the soul is. You wanted to be a part of something so badly that you go to an extreme to be a part of it and you forget the main principles of life. And I guess what I'm saying is that's what I feel like is happening to a lot of these celebrities today. They wanted to be a part of something so bad that they basically they did it for money and they chose money over uh their soul. And now I feel like the consequences of their actions, or the devil is saying, hey, something, you got something that belonged to me and I'm ready to collect. And now they're all getting called to the carpet to pay that responsibility. And that's what I'm saying is, how much are you willing to pay for a moment? And when I say a moment don't have to be a second, a moment don't have to be a minute. I'm saying when I say a moment, it's like, what is a moment of fun worth to you? What are you willing to sacrifice for it? Because I don't have much that I'm willing to sacrifice for a moment of fun. I don't, because I feel like momentary fun is very, very fleeting. It doesn't last. Let's just talk about R. Kelly. He's going to be doing the next 30 years of his life. Now, I wonder if he would have traded in his fame and celebrity and all the money he made to be back out a free man walking the streets today. If he had to do it all over again, if he could sit back and see the path in which his life was going to go, would he say, you know, if that's what fame is going to do to me or land me, as he's only 50 and he's probably not going to see the outside of, I mean, he won't see norm. Basically, what I'm saying is, those are the type of things that I think, and now his moment of fun might have been 30 years, but is that the value? Like, to me, that doesn't equate to, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is, my thought process might be a little bit different than the rest of the world's, because I'm saying I don't even want to sacrifice my retirement years to go to Disney World today. I don't want to sacrifice my retirement years to have the car that I want today. I would much rather have a reliable car in my retirement years than have the car of my dreams today. And I'm saying, I get it. People say, well, who wants to wait until they get a certain age to start living? And it's like, it's not about that. It's about living with consistency. Living with consistency. If you put all your joy into excuse me, I don't like to use joy. If you put all your happiness into the moment that you're in right now, are you paying for it with the cost of later? And what I tell people all the time is, you can either pay for something now or you will pay more for it later. That is a principle. I'm saying, if you pay for something in today with tomorrow's finances, how you doing? If you pay for something today with tomorrow's finances, you will pay more for it tomorrow. That is what interest simply is. It is living outside your means of what you have in your life today. So, what I'm saying is, if you go out and you put something on a credit card and you don't have the money to pay for it, you will pay the interest of it. If you go out and you buy your dream car today and you can't afford it, you will pay for it with your later years of life. And how that looks is whatever interest is eating up out of that joy in the moment. But I get it. I want to enjoy today. All I'm saying is, if you choose to enjoy today with no thought of tomorrow, you will pay more for it tomorrow. I don't care what that is. The best thing that you can do in life is put your life on a balance. A balance. That means, if your life is out of balance, you're having too much fun and you ain't thinking about tomorrow. Okay, now I might be one of the people who's thinking too much about tomorrow and not putting any joy into today. And that could be very much me. I find when I talk to people, people don't understand my thought process. Like, you just don't seem like you had no fun. And it's like, I feel like my life is, it may not be everyday happiness, but it is more of what I feel to be a consistent joy. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You do not need a whole fancy car just to show out, to live like you need reliable, yeah, reliable resources to help you do what you need to take care of yourself. I agree. Um, I think when people put themselves out to be flashy, um, I don't know. I can't speak on it. I just got done watching a House Hunters right before I got on here. It actually wasn't a House Hunters. It was a Love It or List It. And listening to what the priorities of the couple were, which I'm saying by the end, I feel like they did make the best decision. And I think some of the things were just for the show, uh, to make the show seem like it was going to be better, I guess is what I'm saying. But to hear what some people say is like a must have in life, it's like, really? You have to think about it. Half the stuff, and when I say half, I'm being very, very generous with that estimate. But half the stuff that we need in life, they have never been necessities before the generation that we're in now. There was a time where people didn't take vacations annually. And I see people who take vacations 2, 3 times a year. I'm saying, what happened in life to make it so stressful that now vacations are so necessary so often? I'm saying half of the things that we have in our life, what made it so necessary to have so many things? It it almost feels like we're trying to make up for like an emptiness somewhere, and so we all have turned into somewhat of hoarders, maybe. I need this in my life. I need that in my life. I'm not saying I'm outside of that. I am trying to declutter my life currently. I feel like I spent the majority of my life because I grew up without so many things that I thought would complete me. And that's one thing that I've realized. Everything that I've brought into my life that I thought would complete me, they've more so complicated my life than they did complete me. You go out, I want a four-wheeler. So I went out and got a four-wheeler. And then after I got the four-wheeler, what happened? I rode the four-wheeler. The four-wheeler needs maintenance. So now I got to keep up with the maintenance on the four-wheeler. That's a whole nother expense. Good thing I didn't have an expense of a payment on the four-wheeler. But that's what I mean. I think a lot of people don't think about even being a homeowner. You get the bigger house that you get, the bigger the expenses that go with it. The bigger your house, the more your heating and air conditioning cost is going to be. The bigger your house, the bigger the roof on your house is going to be. The bigger the roof on your house is going to be, the more it's going to cost when it comes time to replace that roof. A lot of people don't pay attention to these things, but we need more. And then we live in a society where one person needs more than 10 people used to need probably 50 to 100 years ago. Now I get it. Life has changed, but has it? Has people changed that much to where our what we need? Like, I get it. There was a time where there was no such thing as ACs in a house. And here it is now. AC is a necessity in every house. You just can't live without it. I understand that. But it's one of those things. How far have we moved away from the things that are truly necessities in life? Do we even understand what is a true necessity anymore in comparison to how life used to seem like it could be so simple and people live so well? And now we have the complexities of life, meaning you have to have all this stuff. I'm saying I got a bunch of stuff sitting right in front of me. I got a phone, an iPad, and a computer with two monitors sitting in front of me. And then it's like, do I need all this stuff? No. Do I want all this stuff? No. But I'm gonna be honest. It feels hard to connect with people in this world without using this stuff nowadays. It used to be a day where you could walk outside and talk to people, and now you can't find people outside to talk because we'd much rather talk on this stuff. I don't know, but it feels like life has gotten more complicated with all of the stuff and things that we've said have now become necessities. Let's talk about an interesting one. So I've been looking on TikTok and it's very, very interesting. Amazon workers are now on strike. The perfect time for Amazon workers to be on strike, the holiday season. They're all complaining about how they're overworked and underpaid. Now, Amazon has become something that the world has come to depend on now. And now that all the employees of Amazon are on strike, they're just posting videos of how they're letting the conveyor belts back up because they don't want to do any work and they're on strike. And so that means people who are paying for Amazon are now not going to be getting their packages on time for Christmas, right? Well, there was a day where same day shopping was a thing. See, right now, the big thing is same day shipping. You can get it, order it by this time, and you can have it by this time. Well, not if the employees are on strike. You can't. And so the employees are holding Amazon hostage. And so now Amazon is holding the people hostage because in order for the employees to get paid more, the cost is going to have to be sent somewhere. And so this cost is going to be sent to the people who are purchasing. And the only thing about that, like that sounds great. I get it. But just think about it. Now you're a new hostage because where at one point in time, Amazon was the best thing going, even for people to work there because they were getting paid $17 an hour, which I complain so much about that because Amazon in my area has made it hard to get an employee because they start off paying so much, but even the people who are getting paid that much, they feel like they're not getting paid enough to do the job that they're doing. So it's a never ending cycle. I can't afford to hire somebody because I can't compete with Amazon, and Amazon can't keep the people that they have because they're still not paying them enough. What do you do? Anyway, my point was now that Amazon is having problems with their people and they can't function properly, the people who chose to give up on shopping at malls and stores now have nowhere to turn to buy their products. I remember this happening one other time in my life. It was a store called Walmart, which they still exist, but they don't get shopped at nearly as much anymore either. And Walmart came along and shut out all the little mom and pop shops, all the little mom and pop grocery stores. All these places just got shut down because you don't need them anymore because Walmart came in and they were rolling back prices. And since they were doing things in such a large quantity, smaller businesses could not keep up with them. And smaller businesses were forced to go out of business because Walmart was taking all the business. Walmart used to be the place you can go and see everybody. And now even Walmart is an empty store. And the reason for this is now people can shop online. But what you fail to realize is once the people that are doing the business start to complain, you're in a chokehold because now you have nowhere to go shopping anymore. Malls are halfway empty across the country. Most stores are shutting down. Most buildings are vacant. They're turning into just warehouses and storage facilities now. And all you have is people driving around to bring you stuff. But what's going to happen when all these delivery services, Uber Eats, and all these different things, what's going to happen when the people who are doing that service start to say, I'm not getting paid enough to do this? As soon as that happens, then you're going to be out there stuck with not having any options because everywhere has shut down because they can't keep up. People can't find decent jobs because decent jobs are closing down at outstanding rates just so they can go work at Amazon. And now the people who work at Amazon are complaining about working at Amazon because Amazon has become the billionaire corporation that controls everything now. And I just feel like it's only going to get worse. The sad thing is Walmart is losing our trust. People go and do little pranks and make memes. Isn't that a shame? That is true as well. Uh when you like I look on TikTok and you see people just out doing like I guess what I'm saying is And I guess I'm guilty of it. Even the main source of income for people now seems like everybody's just running to social media to make income. And the only thing about that is it's just entertainment. There is no substance other than the entertainment value of it. But it seems like people are becoming more looking for entertainment than they're looking for anything else in this life. I don't know. And maybe I'm just sitting here complaining right now. That's what it feels like. And that's not what my intent is. It just feels like, I don't know. I don't know what it feels like. It feels like the planning for tomorrow is not being thought about anywhere. Anywhere. I don't know what the plan for tomorrow is. And I just keep making plans for tomorrow. And I just sat there and probably said something that didn't make sense. But I am very much in preparation for tomorrow with everything that I do. I am always trying to be a better person tomorrow. I am trying to have a better thought process for tomorrow. I am trying to be a better benefit to everyone around me tomorrow. It makes it hard because I do feel like I don't get a whole lot of enjoyment out of the day. But if I put forth the proper work ethic each day, then I am happy with the outcome of the day. And the best joy that I get out of tomorrow is simply waking up to see it, because I know that I'm going to do the best I can with what is given to me in every day. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't plan on wasting a moment of time on this planet in this lifetime. I am not concerned with how much happiness comes in every moment. I am more concerned with the long time thought process of joy. And what I'm saying is the consistency that comes with it. Happiness is fleeting. It won't last long. It only lasts moments. I'm saying happiness is like sparks, and I'm saying joy is like a campfire. And a campfire can last as long as you can properly maintain it. But happiness cannot be long lasting maintained. There is going to be a sad moment in your life. You are going to lose a loved one. You are going to lose a job or something at some point in time. It's coming. It comes to us all. There is no getting around it. What I'm saying is, in those moments, if you don't have stability in your life, and I'm saying the stability of joy, then what is bound to happen is the moment might be more than you're capable of dealing with by yourself. And the way the world is set up today is we are more likely to be by ourselves than we ever have before in any time throughout history. May you join it. I wasn't planning on being on here much longer. I only got 6 minutes left, really. You want to join, you can, but I don't have much left that I really want to talk about. You want to come in right quick? Let me see how I can give you an invite. But like I said, I'm not gonna be out here much longer because this is exactly what I was saying about earlier. Why I stopped going live on TikTok, because I'm starting to try to prioritize my sleep over. Um, hold on, I'm gonna figure it out. Let me see what I can do to send this to you right quick. Um, 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 um. I know what I could do. Yeah, so I have not done this in a while. Give me 1 second. Here we go. What just happened? Why didn't it save? One more time. Invite, copy, paste. All right, now save. All right, let me go through this right here. Yeah, so let me get this set up. I got to figure out a way to do this faster and easier. I haven't done this in a while. Shaw Speaks. Where's live content? Right there. Collab. Copy link. No thanks. Here we go. Message. All right, I just sent you the link on LinkedIn. There you go. Go ahead, you can join. But yeah, so what I was saying is I believe that if you're not ready for what is to come in life, and basically, like I said, and what the message was in Jamie Foxx's thing last night, when I watched it, was his life went off script. It was not the script that he prepared for. And he had to make the best out of it. He had to retool his life to be a little bit different now. And the same thing, that's what the message was in church this morning was one day your life will go off script. It hasn't done so already. All right, hold on a second. Yeah. The message was in church this morning was all right, you're in. Hold on, no, because um my volume is coming through a speaker. And see, I haven't done this before, so I can't hear you. Hello?
Oh, I wasn't talking.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that because right now your volume is coming through my speaker. Can you hear yourself with feedback?
No. Yes, I can now.
Yeah. So I don't know how I could fix that right now.
Let me
Um,
see if I can. Hold on a
hold on
second.
right quick. Let's do it like this. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can,
Is
but I
that
can
better?
also hear myself now. But go ahead, I'm listening. I think everybody else can hear you too.
I just wanted to piggyback and co-sign what you were saying about happiness. Um, it is so funny that you would say that because, and the way that you said it, where things are gonna happen in life, and there are gonna be sad moments. You can't prevent them from happening,
That's
right?
right.
Um, and happiness is fleeting. I remember when I tell people, or should I say, I recall when I tell people that ask me about happiness, am I happy? Or they say, oh, you look happy, and this and that. I'm like, well, I know. I'm not happy. I may be having a happy moment, but I wouldn't say I'm happy. I may be happy at the time or happy with what's happening, but I can't say like I'm a quote unquote happy person. I do have joy though, right?
Right.
And like you said, joy is like a campfire.
That's right.
And it will go on as long as you have the fuel to keep it going.
That's right.
But you have to continue to get the fuel,
Yep.
right? And so, but happiness, like you said, is definitely fleeting. It's you can't build your life on even the quest for happiness because it'll be a never-ending journey.
That's right. And that's what I be talking to people about. Hold on. Let me figure out how to stop that sound feedback. Basically, I be having conversations with people, and when I tell them how I think, they're like, well, how don't you be wanting to be happy? And it's like happiness. I'm not saying that I don't ever feel happiness. I do. I try to keep my life on a level plane. I'm saying level, but I want it to be a up and to the right tick, like you want to see in the stock market, up and to the right. But I feel like if you just shoot for the moment of happiness for today, and I think what a lot of people think that is like being spontaneous. It's like if you don't put thought into your actions before you take them, you will end up more likely having a life of regret because you're moving through life without putting a thought into what the outcome of every action could be. I believe that that is the sure way of not having happiness for the longest period of time later on in life. Something is coming. What are you prepared for? Go ahead, I can hear you. I
I
think you
com-
solved that too.
I completely I completely agree with you on that as well. Even if we just spend a minute on what you're talking about, how things have changed about as far as like our necessities and how the things that we seem to need now weren't even a thing of needing before.
Right.
And I shudder to think about what those things are going to look like for our Gen Zers and our millennials when they reach, or if they should reach, our age bracket. I shudder to think what that's going to look like.
Right.
And the same thing, I also co sign what you said about um, being alone. More than ever, people are pretty much being conditioned and programmed to be alone for a great number of reasons.
Yep.
And that's ideally that's not even healthy.
It's not healthy. Not at all.
Thank you for allowing me up. I don't want to keep you on longer than what you anticipated.
Well, it's okay. This has been good conversation. I agree though. I feel like what is happening is we're leading ourselves to uh more mental conditions that are going to be unhealthy in the long run. Like if you haven't noticed, more more things are starting to show up as problems than we've ever seen before throughout history. I don't care what we talk about. If you look at uh health, we're seeing more health issues now than we've ever seen before. If you talk about people with mental conditions, we're seeing more mental illnesses than we've ever seen before. I'm saying people didn't used to do the crimes that we see today with as the consistency that you see now. People being by themselves. I don't know. I couldn't tell you where to start with it. I'm just saying that the more we think that we need more in our lives, the more we think that technology is making our lives better, all these different things, I feel like we're not seeing the other side of it. Social media, which I know that's what I'm using right now, but social media makes you feel social. But then when you look to your right and to your left, you don't understand that there's more to being social than just the visual aspect. It's the understanding of, is the person next to you paying attention? Is it a physical connection that you can actually make? I feel like we are moving further and further away from the human aspects of life. I Even down to what I was talking about Amazon. The employees making all the threats and saying that they're going to be on strike. They don't realize that Amazon is sure to put robots in their place as soon as they possibly can. They're already trying to make it so drones are making deliveries. They already have put over 500,000 robots in different warehouses to do jobs that people just don't want to do. And they don't have to worry about robots ever asking for time off, ever asking for a raise or lunch breaks even. They don't have to worry about robots having families and needing to deal with family issues. And you can see this even in grocery stores today. When I was growing up, you had a person that rung up your groceries and a person who bagged them. Now you don't have either one. You do both jobs for yourself now because a robot is doing all the checkout process. It's like they literally just passed the cost, like they saved the money of having two employees at the register and passed it off to the person who is now making the purchase. And they sold it to you as if they were doing you a favor in the process.
100. Absolutely right.
And they made the price of food go up in the same thing. It don't make sense. You go ahead.
And in some cases, you even have to buy the bags that you put in your groceries in.
Well, that's just crazy. Wow, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that one. But you're right though. I get it. Especially if you go to like what is it? IKEA, they sell you bags. I know at IKEA they sell them to you. It just doesn't make sense to me how they remove the people, and this is how they save money. This is what I'm saying. They remove the people, they make self-checkout lines to make you feel like, well, I'm getting out of here faster. And then you did all the work for yourself and they charged you more. I just don't understand how we feel like all this stuff is getting better. I'm saying now it's going to be a day where you don't even walk into a grocery store anymore. It's going to be somebody in the grocery store picking out your food for you and then delivering it to your door. You drive up to the grocery store because they'll have less employees. You did your checkout for yourself online. So now all we need is a bunch of baggers to just run through the store and grab things. And it won't even be set up like a store no more. It'll just be all the produce sitting in bins and food sitting in bins. And they'll just be grabbing it, picking it out of containers and just giving it to you. Less people inside the building, less need for keeping things clean and neat. You won't even be able to see how your foods are being handled anymore. Things will just be showing up and you'll have to accept what you get. That's the next step. That's what's happening. I don't know. I'm saying we're going to see less people as time goes on, especially employment wise. I just don't see how this is heading in a good direction. I know me talking about it ain't going to make it head in a better direction anyway. But this is me, life getting off script. You can go ahead. I'll try and put my headphones in my microphone. I think that'll probably work better. I'm gonna figure this out though, because I don't know how else I would hear you.
Okay. I think that all of this too is making it even more complicated for people to communicate effectively and socialize effectively.
Agreed.
And so if you don't know how to do that, your human interaction, your moral compass will all fade away. It will all wane with the less ability that you have of socializing and interacting with appropriate boundaries, learning different ways, different things that make people tick or make them smile, and being able to just engage without fear or anxiety or
Yep.
it's one thing to have butterflies or be nervous about new situations, but it's something else to just be completely anxious because you simply don't know how to engage with someone because you haven't done it.
Yep. I think social interaction is gonna be something that goes down greatly over time. People are gonna know they're gonna have less human interaction, and that's going to make people more what is that? Want to say introverted? But just like
Introverted and
it's going to
maybe
be a
even
forced
jaded.
introversion, if
Yeah,
that's right.
introverted. Yeah, introverted and maybe even jaded.
Yep. I will say that I feel like from me seeing and interacting with so few people, like it seems like since COVID, my human interaction has gone down so much. It's been noticeable. And it makes it so I feel like I have a hard time interacting with certain people because when I go say certain people, I don't know. It just feels like a discomfort. I don't know. Because I feel like I'm very much a people person, but here lately it feels more like it has gone to the point where it's hard to find people to interact with, and so you lose the ability to communicate effectively or properly or however you want to put it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't. Man, if you're not intentional about it, it will wane away.
Well, that's the thing that's hard to me is being intentional about it because now it is hard to find people. Like I'm not a club goer. And even when you go to the mall, if you look at the videos of the train, the mall is more dead than I've ever seen a mall ever. And I don't see it getting better in any situation because people have less reason to go out to places like that. I think I'm gonna start doing more like this because I do see I don't know. I guess I see signs of this kind of stuff happening everywhere. Like I said, I was looking at the Amazon on TikTok, like people on Amazon just sitting here talking about how they're on strike, they're on strike, they're on strike. They're getting into Teamster unions and all this stuff, and it's just like this is what I feel like we're headed towards. Online shopping is going to be always held hostage by the people who deliver. That doesn't matter if it's Amazon employees, UPS, or FedEx employees. Every time they change the way that they work, that is going to change the way the pricing system is affected. You can't have a person who is delivering your goods to you request more money and not feel like it's going to cost you more in the process. I'm saying just like grocery stores, they found a way to cut out the people who ring up your groceries and still found a way to charge you more money. So what I see happening is maybe delivery people will be cut out and or they'll go to drones flying in the sky or heck eventually I mean self-driving cars are already a thing. They'll just be loading up cars and you walk out to your driveway and pick up whatever the car has for you packaged in it. I don't know.
It's
But I see
crazy.
them removing people to cut the cost and then still raising the cost of the service.
Yeah, it's crazy. It. I mean, think about it. This almost everything that we utilize now comes with a subscription.
That's facts. And in the beginning, the subscriptions were cheap. And then what happened is, let's just talk about how you used to get cable packages. And then everybody started getting their own app. And now the apps are saying they don't want to be on cable anymore. So people are having to drop cable to get different apps now. And you got Disney. Disney don't want their movies anymore on Netflix because now they have their own. So if you ever want to see Disney, now you got to have a Disney app. And Disney has slowly been increasing the cost of their app. Apple has their own app. Now they're increasing the cost of their app. And where it used to be $69 to have all of them on one platform, even though you couldn't control what you watched and when, you were able to see their content. Now you got to pay. I don't know how much Disney's app is now, but it was cheap when it first came out. Now it's not so cheap no more. Then you got Netflix. It's constantly going up. Amazon Prime. Oh my goodness. It's going up every single year. Everything is going up. It doesn't make sense. And now you just have to pick the apps that you, I guess, like the most, but you can't have them all because it's way more expensive now.
And then not only that, how about now all these apps, all these stores, wherever, everybody wants you to have their app. So now you have your device that's being worn down faster because everything requires you to have an app to use this, to use that, buy this, buy that, get this discount here, this discount there, log in here, and it's like now you have to also replace your phone's fast because even if you do the updates, you have so much stuff weighing on the phone itself that you have to replace it.
That is true too. I never even thought about that. But you're right. Every service that you use uses an app on your phone. It don't matter what it is. Walgreens got an app. Even my church has an app. Costco got an app. Every store does. It has an app nowadays. You're right about that. That's one I never paid attention to, was that. But you're right. I scroll through. I try and keep mine low. I don't do much online shopping, but I guess I do enough.
And the apps and the subscriptions all take chunks out of your paychecks. Right?
Oh, that's fact.
So they all end up being another bill.
Yep.
In some way or shape, form, or fashion, they all end up being a bill. Even if they start out free, they may start out free and be like, oh, you get these perks, with this and that, and then after everybody jumps on board with it, they put a price on it.
Yep. And they raise it slowly over time.
Yep.
That is
While
true.
decreasing the value.
Yep. I agree with you on that too. And this is exactly this. To me, this is the plan, though. Everybody's getting rich off of doing all these things, and the average consumer is suffering from it.
Yep.
And we don't have basically. I feel like we're losing more control the more we feel like we're in control.
Yep, I agree. Listen, you can't even watch football on regular cable like you used to. Football? Sports? Really?
And I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like some of them you have to go to a certain channel, or you have to go to
Like Netflix.
an app. Yeah, an app or Amazon or something. This is ridiculous.
Yep. That is true. I've seen
Or,
that.
or you have to pay for it.
Yep.
A regular sports game.
Yep. That is true. I don't be paying attention to that stuff, but you're right. And this is the thing. There is no getting away from it because they sold it to us as it was going to be the best thing that happened to us. And now it feels like you're a victim of it when you realize how much they've separated everything and how much it does end up costing you in the long run.
Yes, they have us now chasing our tails.
Yep. That is true.
Instead of just being in the rat race, being a tail race.
Yep.
Shaw, I see that you are you're yawning, right?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm probably gonna go ahead and get off of here. I'll be trying to get on, but I want to say thank you again to you because the talk that you gave me, it did make me start getting on here on a more regular basis. That's what I needed, was the motivation to figure out what I would be doing, what I'd be talking about. But now I just feel like I can get on here and talk about just about anything. Um, but I am happy with the fact of not having a set time to get on, because I'm noticing most people are not on here when I'm on here. Most people are on here at some other time. They watch this at a later time. And I get a lot of feedback from people saying, yeah, I listened to your video last night. And I'm thinking like, wow, I didn't even know these people listen. But people do tell me on a regular basis, like, oh yeah, I listened, I heard what you said. But I be having a hard time because I be lacking the interaction in the moment. But now, I don't so much worry about that because I do know that there are people who are listening. So
Yes.
I just try to show up now. And when I can get on here, even if it's late, I just trying to get on every day. But like I said last night, I had something that was more interactive to me. My son wanted to hang out and I loved it. So that's what I did. Uh, but I feel like this is something that I can do pretty regularly. I would, if I had to choose though, I would much rather have the interaction with people than I would with this, whatever this is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like there's always something missing. And the interaction or the feedback is just that. I don't know. But I am going to be getting off of here though. Hey, I appreciate you coming on and joining me yet again. It's always a good conversation back and forth.
Well, thank you so much, Shaw.
We will be doing this again, I am sure.
Yes, we shall.
All right.
Good night.
Hey, you have a good one. And to everybody else who uh has watched this or joined in, I appreciate y'all for joining in too. I'm gonna be getting off of here. It's late. I wasn't planning on being, well, I've only been on an hour and a half, but I didn't even plan on being on here an hour. But the conversation got easy. And so I maintained and stayed on here. But I want to say thank you to everybody who be tuning in. Much respect, much love. This your boy. And we out.